Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. Today we're going to continue working on the Lego City, specifically right over here by the beach. There's been these mini modular buildings that I've been meaning to complete for quite some time. Just the other day I made my surf skate shop and it looks so good. Like it actually looks complete now. It was so tiny before and now I can classify that one as done. But there are two more that I need to create. That's the toy shop and the noodle shop, and those are going to go right here. Each one will be 16 by however many studs this is deep, and they're going to sit right there. Now, there's some other changes that I need to make to this area as well, because I don't think the sandcastle tournament and also the lifeguard shack, or whatever you want to call this, is in the right spot. So I think those things have to move around, and just some of these beach things have to be changed up because it doesn't really make sense to have this here. And I knew that when I built it. I just didn't have a chance to do it because I was like golfing, and then I came home and shipped whatever 38 parcels for whatnot, and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to do this. And then by the time I was done building that, it was 9:30 at night and I hadn't even edited yet, so I needed to sort of call it a wrap. But now I'm excited to continue in the Lego City. You know, the Lego City's coming along and I'm scared. I'm getting scared, everybody. What am I going to do when it's finished? I guess there's quite a few projects that still need to be tackled, but every day that goes by, it gets closer and closer to that sort of quote-unquote finish line, right? So today, the first thing that we're going to do is take care of one of those little Creator 3-in-1 modular buildings, and that one's going to be the toy store. So I've already cracked open an additional toy store and parted it out, so it's just in my almond tray. It's just a really basic part out, so we've got all our bricks and slopes and anything that having to do with bricks, and then all like the 1x1 and smaller stuff, and then some plates, larger plates, tile, and the minifigures just chilling, just hanging around, then all our window and window glass, and then also some larger plate over there. So I'm assuming that we're going to be able to take all those pieces there and finish this one. You know what, it reminds me, I forgot about the other 3-in-1 set that I have. You see that one in the background there? It's like the pet shop townhouse cafe. Forgot that I converted that into a full modular building. It's right there by Hagrid. Forgot that I did that. I don't think there's interior details. So there you go. I've just added a new project to the list. I've got to finish that remodel that's just hanging out back there. I still hope that we can get rid of this Avengers Tower. I need to redesign it, but I still hope that they're going to come out with a new one, and then I'll change that one into a different building. Yeah, so I guess there'll always be lots of stuff to do in the Lego City, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling on about the Lego City and convert this into a modular building. So approximately 3.5 hours later, I've converted that little tiny Creator 3-in-1 toy store into a half baseplate modular building, which is 16 by 22 studs. Not too bad, eh? This is the entrance that faces the beach and boardwalk, and this is the entrance that faces the street slash like skate park, I guess. They're pretty much the exact same on the ground floor, but you'll notice that the second floor is different. I use the larger windows there. Those ones are 3 studs wide, and then they have a different treatment on the top side of them. And then when you flip it around this way, you can see that these windows are actually framed using those curved slopes and modified 1x2 plates. So it's slightly different. And on this side we have a little bit of planter action there as well, which I forgot to put additional flowers on. I guess I'll have to fix that. My bad. But I did take some of the design concepts from the original set, because why wouldn't I do that? If you're going to create a modular building out of a Creator 3-in-1 set, well, you may as well take some of the design concepts. Otherwise, you may as well not do it, right? May as well stay true to it from a certain degree. Although this one used to be a corner build and used to have like a patio, and that is no longer the case. Now it's just like a straight building, and it does not have a patio. In fact, it has 2 stories of toys. Okay, the flowers have been added. Don't worry about it. And also the back door handle as well. I kept a little train going over top of the front entrance there, just because why not? That little train build is pretty cool. And in the inside, we've got a little plane in the front window, also a little truck there, and all sorts of tiles just snot mounted to the wall. Just picked those all out of my like printed / sticker drawer and thought like, oh, maybe those are like little toys that people can buy, right? I forget, what are those things called in the top right there? Those little noisemakers? I don't know. There's also some Lego print pieces there, and then there's some on the cash counter there as well. But once again, I sort of kept this the same from the original set. I used the original cash counter and also the cash register there. However, I added some bags to the wall there, and there's a little cabinet that I added to it as well. And then right there in the corner underneath the stairs that lead up to the second floor, there's a Hogwarts Express sort of display model. And then also Bert and Ernie mounted to the wall right there. So there's not like anything crazy happening in here, but I think it gets the job done. You know, you've got some toys that you can buy. There's a cash register there. And there's also a staircase leading up to the second floor. And it's nicely tiled off with white tiles. The second floor has some detail as well. So the stairs just pop up right there. And then there's, of course, a bunch of boxes, one that's cracked open on the top there. When you go to any hobby / toy store, isn't there like inventory just all over the place? They have boxes everywhere. From my experience, they do. There's also a little TNT sign right there and a little trophy and also Unikitty, like a little print piece. Then we have Captain America's shield, a Toys R Us truck. Thought that was pretty neat. This thing here in the front window is just something from the original set. And then there's also the Lego wooden duck there. Also the bird, which originated in this set. And then a little Disney castle, a gumball machine, and then a little cabinet with a drawer unit and a train on top of that there. Nothing crazy. Didn't want to tile it off. I mean, I definitely could. I just don't see that as being a good use of parts, really, tiling off the whole floor. It's gray. I'm happy with that. What else would you put up here? I mean, it's just like a little display where you see all of the different toys. And I guess you could pick them up, bring them downstairs, and pay for them if you want to buy them, right? So the second floor actually starts right there after that brown tile layer, and it's actually 2 layers of plate. So I pretty much made the perimeter of it with the staircase, and then I reinforced it by going around with another layer on the underside of that with 2x and 1x plate. Makes a solid foundation. And then the medium azure brick and plate as well, just to get the alignment correct with the window fixtures, right? And then there is a layer of white plate and then white tile on top with 4 of the 1x4 modified plates with the 2 studs. And the roof can just attach to those. So the slope work and also the bracket work I just took from the original design, but the original roof was a corner, right? This whole building was a corner. So I just sort of changed it up and made it work. There's also some plate on the side there. It's 2 layers of plate and 1 layer of tile, and that will just adapt just like that there. And then we got our toy store. So I'm definitely pretty happy with the outcome of the toy store. I've been meaning to do this for so long, everybody. Like, it is actually crazy. It's nuts. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I'm able to get this done today. You know what? I wish I could get the noodle shop done today, but unfortunately I looked into it. I don't have enough of the like olive brick color, and I really like the color of that, and I want to use that in my noodle shop, and I don't have enough of the light nougat either. And probably that is the same with some of these like curved slopes and stuff. So I will have to acquire a second noodle shop in order to make that work here. So when I do get a second noodle shop, I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing. This is sort of like a corner. It's not going to be a corner in my city. It's just going to go right here beside the toy store. So with that said, why don't we place it? Actually, you know what? Before I place that, I think I'm going to take care of some of those beach modifications just because, once again, it's a little bit too crowded over here. And I'm also going to make one alteration to these signs on top of the surf skate shop. So I actually decided to remove the lifeguard tower. It was just a little bit too large. And when I removed that, it opened up a whole bunch of space on the beach here. I also slid the sandcastle tournament back there toward the skate park. That just gives us a little bit more space here, and it uncrowds the surf skate shop. So we've got 2 lifeguards here. This guy making sure everybody's obeying the law or the rules of the water. And this guy over here with his binoculars looking super cool with his aviators on. But they still need a chair, so I quickly whipped up this chair here. It uses one of the supports there a ladder element, and then some red connectors there. And that actually connects the backrest of the chair. It's like one of those flag elements. And then there's all sorts of accessories mounted to the armrest of his chair, such as the life preserver there. Little flotation device, I guess. Also the green flag because the water is safe. A megaphone. The binoculars. His ripped, shredded abs, of course. What a cool figure that is. And that he's got a walkie-talkie and also some coffee. So you're able to attach some accessories to the chair because I just worked in some of the 1x1 modified plates with the clips. So they sort of poke out in either direction so you can attach all the accessories, and that's going to look pretty sweet on the beach. Don't get me wrong, I like this lifeguard thing here. It's pretty neat. It actually came from a Lego City set, and there's lots of cool like accessories in here, such as the sticker piece, the microphone, the little screen there. It also comes with the bird, and then the 2 speakers on the top, the life preserver. But it's just so big. And I think the reason it's so big is because it comes with this ATV, and the ATV is supposed to park underneath it, right? So that's why it's that large. But I just don't think there's room on this beach for this particular item. However, there is a orange, life preserver on the back there. Maybe I'll swap that up on the chair just because the red one is sort of blending in with the chair. There we go. This guy's looking pretty fresh in his chair there, just making sure everybody is safe at the beach. I think it's way better having that there rather than this gigantic like structure that doesn't really look that appealing. You notice something else that changed? Yeah, I did a little upgrade right over here to the surf skate shop. So these signs were single-sided, but some people were saying that, hey, they should be double-sided, and the skate should go to the back and the surf should go to the front, so that the skate sign is by the skate park and the surf sign is by the beach. And I was like, yeah, that 100% makes sense. And then they also mentioned in the comments section that it should be double-sided. So that was a pretty easy change. Essentially just had to replicate the sign, right? So skate, that's the custom one that I made. Flip it over, it says skate again. So replicate the sign, stick some snot bricks between them, and also some plates. You know how it works, right? It's 1 snot brick, and then 2 plates, and then another snot brick to get the spacing correct, right? So there you go, skate and surf, and they can still rotate on the building so we can get them at that nice angle, sort of pointed in this direction toward the camera. And with those minor beach changes, I think it looks a lot better. It's not as crowded, and now those signs are double-sided, so that really does work out quite well. And now it's time to place the toy store. So I think these buildings work really well on the beach. There is one modification that I think I want to make though. You see how I changed up the tiling in front of the toy store? It's dark blue and white. I think this pattern is okay. I might brighten it up. Like I might change it to potentially that sand blue color, or maybe light gray rather than the dark gray. And then in front of each structure, there'll be unique tiles to that structure. I think that'll just add some different color. I think it's just a bit too dark. We already have a lot of tan and dark tan happening here, so maybe the tiling needs to be changed up on the boardwalk there. Or I could just make it all reddish brown, so it's an actual boardwalk. But I think it needs to be a little bit brighter there. I think reddish brown is still too dark. So I think light gray, maybe sand blue, that'll look pretty good. Now, the toy shop is inset a little bit there compared to the surf skate shop. And that's just because it has the staircase out front and also the patio. But I don't really mind that. It looks good. That's sort of a corner building, right? So this one's supposed to be a little bit different. And I think once we get that noodle shop modularized as well, it's going to pull it all together. It's already placed there. It already looks pretty good in its miniature size, but wait till that sort of matches the size of all these other ones. It'll look really good. I also decided to tile the backside of these ones here so they match up with the sidewalk. So I'll have to do that with all of them, just so when we're looking at the city from over there like this, it actually makes sense. But with that said, I'll have to change up the tan plate, which is, really unfortunate. I really should have thought of that. I think those are 16 by 16 tan plates. Uh-oh. I might just be modifying the road. Might just put like a little step on the road. And I also have to change those out there because these buildings are actually not at your standard mills plate height. They're actually 2 bricks rather than 1 brick. And that's why they're elevated out of the water a little bit more. And I figured that was a good idea because it just gives the illusion that this beach actually has more depth, because technically the buildings are, I guess, like 1 brick and 1 plate higher than the water. Maybe 1 brick, 2 plates. I don't know the math. Maybe even 2 bricks. Just call it 2 bricks. But they are a little bit higher than the water and a little bit higher up off the ground or off the table than the other modular buildings. And I just think that makes sense because they're right by the water, right? Boom. Those look pretty good. I don't really know what else I'm going to do with my day here. Got to come say hello to the family. Holy cow. Nice shoes, Millie. You got dinosaurs on your shoes, Millie. Millie, can you wave? Hi. Millie, can you wave? No, she says, I'll come say hello, though. How are the kids doing? Haven't seen you very much today, have I? Have I, Benny?
We went shopping.
You just went shopping? Did you buy Dad anything?
No.
Look, Dad's wearing jeans. That's a change, hey?
Yeah, me too.
Holy cow. You guys just wake up from your nap? Pretty exciting, eh?
Scorn.
Girl. Hello. Look at those shoes. My goodness. You've got style. All right. Come say hello, and now I might not go back downstairs. Hey, Millie? So behind the scenes, you see all my unsorted parts down there? Well, they're actually being reduced slowly but surely. We used to have all of these parts that were in bags, and we still do. But slowly but surely, they're being parted up. And I'm actually running the bags through my sorter here to get all the small stuff isolated, right? And then once all the small stuff is isolated, I just pour them into these bins. And once I free up one of these large bins here, I'm going to put all my small stuff into there. But it's actually really convenient having all the small stuff sorted because, for example, if I go to the parts over there and I can't find a 1x1 light gray plate or a tile, at least I go in here and I'm like, oh, well, there it is. And I can find them pretty quickly. But sorting all of these would take so long. So now my new system when it comes to sorting is to get all of the small stuff out of there and put into here. And the small stuff will be the last thing that we ever worry about. But yeah, I just dumped out this bag here and I'm going through and sorting out all the connectors and all the plates and all the tiles and just sort of getting this stuff done. And when I don't really know what to do, like I've got so much stuff to do, but I don't really know what to do next just because I sort of lack motivation, I sort of resort to sorting and cleaning up. But with that said, this Lego room is sort of a disaster right now. I've got stuff absolutely everywhere, like that roller coaster that we talked about the other day is on the ground, and the other 3-in-1 buildings, which I'll most likely be probably supersizing, modularizing as well, and that'll be 2 base plates. And then I've still got to part out all this stuff here, so there's still quite a bit of stuff to do. Like at the beginning of this video, I was like, what am I going to do when I'm done the Lego City? But I'm trying to determine what the next big Lego City project will be, because we got the noodle shop. Then we got the farmer's market. There's going to be a train station, a dungeon, which we're going to build those 2 things into the raised platform coverings. And then there's a modular building opening, or there's spaces open for modular buildings in that sort of block right there. So that's got to get dealt with. And then the amusement park. So there's still lots of stuff to do. It's just sometimes hard to determine what I'm going to do next just because there's like so much of it. But slowly but surely, it'll all get done. And I think the next thing that we're going to do in regards to Lego City is actually the dungeon. Yeah, I've been talking about creating some sort of dungeon underneath the Lion Knight's castle there and building it right into the raised platform covering, similar to how I did the raised train station. And I think that's going to be the next project that we tackle here in the Lego room. And next time I'm at the Lego store, I'll probably just pick up a noodle shop. I'm pretty much sick of waiting for it to be on sale, or I might wait for the Houses of the World 3 promo to come out and then buy some Pab Cups and the noodle shop and get the Houses of the World 3 promo. Yeah, my kids are upstairs eating dinner right now. I'm just going to finish this sorting here, get all that stuff dealt with, and then probably tidy up here and get ready for the next project. That's one thing that you don't really see is all like the chaos that gets created by making a little tiny modular building like that, because you saw we parted that out, right? Like we had all of the pieces in the almond tray, and then after I'm done building it, you've got all these pieces left over, then you got to file them all away and clean it all up, and there's all the sorting and the chaos after that. So yeah, just gonna try and tame some of the chaos here tonight and then go from there. I hope you enjoyed my little update here. I think the beach is coming along fantastic with these little mini modular buildings. I can't wait to finish it off and move on to the next project here in the Lego room. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And farewell.